Okay, welcome back to our last hour of Gary J Sports Page on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. And we've got a lot to cover last half-hour or so. Last hour or so, we're going to talk about that story on Farrell. Going to take a look at some things yet before we wrap up this show for today here on Sports Page here on GJRB Online. Meanwhile, though, let's take a look at some of the scores going on and what's happening in basketball. Villanova beat Butler 77-67 in the half right now. Oklahoma is over West Virginia 28-26. Other finals, Miami over UNC. Oh, no. What? They do this flip over thing. Misses me up. 96-71 for UNC. They won that game.
Two things you need to be a mastermind.
And where is that coming from?
So we win. Mastermind.
Cut that off. Wait a minute.
Yes. And I pressed.
Okay, when I cut that off, so I'll do the audio part of that. Alright. Anyway, that's some of the scores going on right now. And our sports page here on GJRB Online. Also coming up later on today. Let's finish that finals. Xavier beat Georgetown by a score of 88-70. It was Dayton. They got beat by Bonaventure. That's 79-72. Duke got beat out by Louisville, 71-64. And then it was Baylor beating Texas by a score of 78-64. Some of the games tonight include Kansas State against Kansas University. So it's Kansas tonight playing together. And let's see. Purdue plays tonight against Indiana. And Georgia Tech, Notre Dame is going to play Georgia Tech. TCU against ASU. That's TCU playing Iowa State tonight. And those are some of the games going on, and nothing going on otherwise in the NBA. That's our sports page scoreboard for this hour on GJRB Online. Garyj J Sports Page, and we're here wherever you may be. And if you want to be part of the show, number to call, area code 563-613-4260 if you want to get on the program here on Garyj J Sports Page on GJRB Online. In our last hour of sports talk for today here on GJRB Online. Okay. Right now, though, while we're at it, I was talking earlier about the fabulous story here of Farrell. This is John Farrell. He discusses the upgrades on the Red Sox and main pitching staff and his expectations for the returning starters for this year in the Red Sox.
Well, I mean, if you look at the strikeout ability that both Kimbrel and Smith bring to us, we were a bullpen that was probably more strike-oriented rather than power strikeout capability. So when we add those two guys, it's probably going to give Tazawa a little bit more of a breather at times, where we can shut some innings off. Uehara slides into the eighth inning. It's taken a step forward as a group because of the result of individual development and individual progress. Part of that is the emergence and arrival of Eddie Rodriguez, a left-hander who's extremely talented. And even though he went through his own personal challenges with some tendencies that he would show the opposition, and he's corrected those. You see a talented left-hander with premium stuff, and we're excited about the long-term potential of him. I thought Rick Porcello, when he came back from the DL, really kind of solidified who he is as a pitcher, what his strengths are, and has pitched to them more consistently when he did come back. David Price, obviously the addition of him to our rotation has far-reaching effect, and that's not just from what he does when he takes the ball every 5 days, but the mentoring of the young Rodriguez to maybe taking some of the focus off the other starters, that we know the lights can be a little bit brighter and the speculation can always be present in Boston, and he's accustomed to that role. But to me, the key is a healthy Clay Buchholz. When he's right, when he performs to his capabilities, he's as good a number 2 starter last 2 months.
There you go. That's what he's saying about the Red Sox and their pitching schedule and their pitchers and all those guys. They are going to be pretty good this year. So let's see what happens. I'm going to be talking a lot about that. That was John Farrell on the expectations for the Red Sox. I couldn't find his commentary about what he went through with the cancer, lymphoma. Unfortunately, I could not find that story, so I have to skip it. But basically, what he said was that he has a lot of hopes for this season, and he's happy to be back on to the Red Sox. So I couldn't find that. Unfortunately, I should have got that soundbite yesterday, but I just could not find it, so I have to bypass it. Meanwhile, some more interesting stories. There's a story that I want to talk about here in just a couple of seconds. One that I thought was real interesting. This comes out of a sports story that I talk about Garyj Maya. He has been suspended from the MLB for some apparent reason. He's getting suspended. He's a New York Mets relief pitcher. He received a permanent suspension from the Major League Baseball Friday after his third performance-enhancing drug violation. Here's another one. These are the guys that young kids look up to, and you have to, they were talking about this on the radio before. They were talking about this on Fox Sports before I started, and they were talking about how it seems that the youngsters today aren't really interested in sports anymore. They're interested in playing video games. They're interested in Xbox. They're interested in... You have to wonder why. Okay, you have to wonder why. And I think the reason why a lot of these kids are not interested in sports anymore and why they don't care, it's because of this garbage going on with these players. Why should a kid look up to these players when they're taking performing-enhancing drugs? What kind of role model is that? Really, what kind of role model is that? It's just, crazy. Why is it that we have this kind of issue? Why is it that... And that is going to be my talk for pretty much the whole season of baseball and sports. The reason why, and I'll call these guys. If they talk about it again on this program, on Fox Sports Radio, I'm going to say the reason why these guys would rather play, these young kids today rather play video games than do sports, because they're seeing the reason behind this. They're seeing the reason why they're not playing sports anymore or don't care, because they see these players taking performance-enhancing drugs. They're seeing these guys getting suspended for taking performance-enhancing drugs, and you have to wonder why. You have to wonder why. Because they're tired of seeing these guys who play these games, these sports, the athletes, these young kids don't have nothing to look up to in a star athlete. because these guys are taking performance-enhancing drugs, and they're ruining it for kids. They're ruining it for kids. They don't. Why would kids want to? Why would kids even really care at all about these players when they're taking performance-enhancing drugs? And what kind of role model is that? You have to wonder about that. I think that's the whole reason behind the enhancing drugs. And there's no greatness anymore. When I was growing up in Pennsylvania and growing up as a kid, we collected baseball cards. We collected. I had a bunch of them. I had a whole lot of baseball cards. I had a very huge stack of baseball cards, and I collected when I was a kid, a whole stack of them. I had Reggie Jackson. Let's see. I had I had a bunch of them. Shoot, I had a whole lot of them. And I've got to tell you, I loved baseball, and I collected baseball cards all the time. I had stacks of them. Of course, unfortunately, my sister or somebody got rid of them, and I never saw them again. I had a whole load of them, and they were cards that more than likely right now would be worth a lot of money. And today, kids don't collect baseball cards. They don't care. They just don't. They don't collect. Memorabilia like. And I've said it before. And I thought about it one day too. Talking about sports and talking about baseball. Everybody around me, I only know a few that like sports. Only a few of the young ones who really get into sports. But I do not see them as excited about sports as they did when I was growing up. I really don't. They just don't care. I know a lot of people who don't really. I don't see many youngins that really get into sports. It's only guys my age. The baby boomers are sports fans. The baby boomers, like me, who grew up with Willie Stargell and Nanny Sanguian, some of the names. What's his name? Oliver. I can't remember his name. Al Oliver? Yeah. Willie Stargell, all these guys. These are the great ones that you look up to. And what is to look up to now? Well, you got baseball players who are taking performance-enhancing drugs and ruining their reputation with kids. So you can see why kids don't care about baseball or about sports, because I think they're just getting sick and tired of the guys who take these poor performance-enhancing drugs to stay great on the field, and to them that's cheating. And I think that's the reason why they do that. It's cheating to them, and I think that is why they just go to their Xboxes and their video games, because a lot of there's MLB games on there. There's athletes, there's baseball on there, and their players don't take drugs. It's all virtual reality. So they don't want to sit and really watch a game, and because, quite frankly, they're tired of seeing the garbage that's going out there. They're really getting tired of the garbage going out in sports nowadays. They're seeing that all these athletes are taking performance-enhancing drugs, and they don't want any part of it. I swear, that's the reason why. I that's how I see that. Your opinion, please. 563-613-4260 if you want to get on this program, and also in the chat rooms. Okay, also in the chat rooms, you could be part of the show, and join me if you can. And I'd love to hear from you. So I'm going to be watching and finding out who's out there. Let's see. Okay, now I'm going to do that. Now what I'll do is, like I said before, I have that up there, and then I'll go into my main page here on Spreaker. I'm going to go into my Spreaker main site right now and see if there's anybody listening out there live to the show. And see if there's any people. Now we got one person, so I'm going to try this. I have one listener right now. I just saw one by there, so I'm going to go ahead and hit the tab button and see if we get anything. Let's see. Okay, come on now. All right, let's see here. Okay. Let's see if we get a reply. That's how I see that. Okay, it's all about the money and not the people. I always say this all the time. It's about the money, not the people. These kids are not going to follow sports until they clean it up. Until they clean up all this drugs that's going on in the sports world, they are not going to get interested in sports because they're tired of seeing this garbage. I am too. I mean, I like sports. I like baseball. I like football. I like some basketball. I follow a little bit of hockey. But when I'm doing this radio show, I don't really have time with all the prep I do for this program and all my other shows. I only get maybe a little bit of time to really catch sports. And whether or not I get a chance to get the sports, I really don't have I don't have time to watch all sports. I probably could watch hockey. I like some hockey. I do catch it whenever I can, but I catch a lot of my sports in highlights, pretty much. I like highlights. I usually watch the sports programs for the highlights. I'll see a game, and I'll watch the highlights and just watch that way, because I just get my game in scope of a few seconds, and to see whether or not I'm interested in watching the game or how good the team is. Otherwise, don't follow sports that much, except when I get time to, aside from everything I'm doing. So that's pretty much it. So what do you think? Just give me a call, 613-613-4260. And I have a one on my Spreaker, and there was a live listener, and I am not getting a reply from him. I asked him, quite frankly, what are your... but I didn't get a reply from him yet. I'm looking at my little icon here on the bottom of the screen, and I am not seeing a reply here. So, oh well, I'm going to keep trying. I have a 1 on my screen, and I saw it, and I took advantage of it, but no reply. So we're going to keep on trying as we keep on replying. Now, like I said before, I will read your responses, and I'll answer you on the air. because I know you're listening to the program if you hit that play button. Okay? So just to let you know about that, 563-613-4260 on Gary J Sports Page on GJRB Online. And be glad you enjoyed me. Got a lot of good stuff coming up, and we're going to be here bringing you the best in great sports on Gary J Sports Page here on GJRB Online. So we're going to take a break, and I'll be right back. I got more sports talk coming your way in just moments. The mainstream media is not telling you the truth. They have their own agenda. At GJRB, I have mine, telling you what's really going on with sources like End Time Headlines, InfoWars, Coast to Coast AM, and most importantly, CBN News, keeping you on top of what's happening at the top and bottom of each hour during the Gary Wrestling program. I'll give you the news and analysis of what I think with Gary J's News and Comment. Get the real news. True news. News that's not in the mainstream. On GJRB.
That sound more like everyone else than anyone else. Clone.
Hey, alright, it's Kip Casper.
Spreaker is the website which turns anyone into a radio DJ. Log on to Spreaker.com for listening to thousands of radio channels and start creating your own radio today.
Seems today no broadcast can survive with just audio alone. GJRB on Spreaker will always be there, but now GJRB has gone visual with the GJRB YouTube channel. Subscribe today and see live streaming of the Gary Wrestling program, Way Out There, Sports Page, and radio and television classics. Also, many other specials along the way too, including a video version of News and Comment and a video message from Pastor Ron Johnson from Christian Community Fellowship Church. Yes, GJRB is now visual. Subscribe to the GJRB YouTube channel. It's free. Just log on to YouTube and type in Gary Wrestling in the search engine. Coming soon. Watch or listen to GJRB on the new GJRB website. GJRB TV on YouTube, on your computer, on your TV. Subscribe today.
My pappy said, son, you're going to drive me to drinking if you don't stop driving that hot rod Lincoln.
Which reminds me,
The story was a hot rod race with the Fords and Lincolns was setting the pace. That story is true. I'm here to say I was driving that Model A.
which reminds me, gonna get into some of that Daytona 500 coming up, and I was gonna go to my Twitter page for that. As you know, that's coming up tomorrow. They're going to be running that race tomorrow, Daytona 500. I might watch that a little bit tomorrow. I do like to watch a little bit of auto racing. I don't know exactly. I know it's on Fox. I'm not sure exactly what time they're going to race, but they're on Fox. And I kind of, we know with auto racing, it's just, you know, you're watching a bunch of cars going around a track. You know, I was just like, okay, maybe I'll watch this for a little while, but if it gets me dizzy, I'll change the channel. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. But I do watch a little bit of it. You know, that's one of those things you kind of tune in and tune out of, because when you watch, you just sit there and watch a bunch of cars going around a track. What's the point? But tomorrow, that's what's happening. It's the Indy 500. Let's see, anything on that? I haven't looked there. I have a lot of auto racing on my Twitter, so I was going to look down there and see if I could find anything. You're welcome to join me on Twitter, too, if you want to talk. I'm on there right now, and we're overdue for that scroll through social media, which I do here. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. All right, let's see what we got here. I'm going to stop that and go down the page here because it is time to take it.
Let's scroll through social media.
And I'm on Twitter, so I thought we'll just start there and then kind of go and work our way into Facebook. So I'm going down the page here a little bit, and I'm looking here to find anything on the Daytona 500. Not seeing anything so far. There's my GJRB online on here. So I'm going to look down. Yeah, we're there. You can click our widget there and get on here too. And I'm on Twitter, so if you want to contact me there as well, feel welcome to come aboard. And I'm also on Facebook right now, and maybe I'll have time for Google Plus. I'm not sure yet, as I do the final half hour, but I'll work on that one for sure. But right now, I'm going to just say the races tomorrow, and I'll talk about that on my next sports page. So we'll see what's up with that. Okay, and I might do another score rundown here. And at 4:35, we'll do another. We'll do weather on the fives. I think when we do sports page, I really don't have time for weather because I get in a lot of talk. So if we do weather, great. If we don't, we don't. Okay, because it's Saturday, and I'll just do one round of weather and let it be at that for now. So I'm going to go to my weather here in a few minutes, and in less than about 8 minutes from now, we'll do weather on the fives here on Sports Page as we wrap up this edition of Sports Page here on GJRB Online. We'll be back in a couple of weeks for another show on April 5th. We'll do another Sports Page. I'll keep you up on date on baseball. And I believe by that time, the Cubs will have played their first opening game. April 5th. March 5th, I'm sorry. I'm anxious for that spring, aren't I? It's... April 5th, it comes so fast. Yeah, spring weather comes so fast that I'm 1 month ahead of myself. It's March has to get by yet. Okay. So March 5th, another Gary J Sports Page live right here on GJRB Online. And remember, all programs are subject to change. They can change. And, of course, we'll have a GJRB schedule update podcast coming up within the week. For the weekend podcast rundown. Also, the long overdue Up and Coming 007. As you remember straight, I had to postpone that program because I have to finish it. So I have 1 more hour to record on it, and I'll have that uploaded next week. I took it off my I'm going to probably take it off my Spreaker public site, although the other first 2 parts are on there. You can listen to it if you like. So I'm going to leave it there. You can listen to it if you like. They're there. It's Up and Coming, and I have some new artists to play for you on that show. You're going to love to hear it. One of them is a good friend of mine, Martin. He's got a new song called Formaldehyde. Ben Osen has a new song on there. And I will be doing a brand new format on that show. No more Up and Comings after this. It's going to be brand new music, and GJRB's official music format is going to be a kind of a middle-of-the-road format. We're going to play everything that I've ever played on past shows. So you're going to want to check that out. That's called our Emerging Artist Rotation. Regular music rotation here on GJRB. When you hear music on this station, you're going to hear music from all the artists and music that we play on Up and Coming. So look for that. It's coming up. You're going to love that. All right. Also, Also next week will be our GJRB schedule update and a couple of church services that we're behind on and Bible studies. So it depends on how much time and how much room we have on here next week. Some of them will be on there, some of them won't. But if they're not on the weekend podcast, they will be on within the week. Because that following week, the first week of March, I'm going to be off the air. Okay. Tuesday, I'll talk about that in a minute. Tuesday, we'll have rock worship right after CCF church services. And I'll have that coming up. And just all that. So just to be aware, there's